Hi everybody, it's time for this week's video. Today I felt really compelled to just do a video with whatever comes to mind. I've been getting a lot of active downloads while I'm speaking with people. So today will be a little bit of in and out of trance. And a big thing, I don't know why I feel very compelled to say, I've had a few people suggest they know, hey, like if you want to get more views, you can do things with lighting and filters and, all that stuff in the nicest way. Not interested. If I'm too long and rambly and not, instant gratification, and the wow and pizzazz, just scroll along. Not interested. I'm going to say whatever I need to say. And if it resonates, stick around. If not, that's great. Have a nice life. Nah, I don't take it personal. All right, so now it's out of the way. Another thing I want to talk about, I had a really great conversation with a good friend of mine earlier this morning, and how we put these personas out. You see Candice from Karuna Wellness, and she's got her shit together. No, I don't. Nobody does. I know people that have themselves all done up and whatever on the TikTok and whatever social media platform they're on. None of us do. And anyone thinks they do, you're lying to yourself, because we're here on a journey to discover ourselves and have fun and play. And with that comes some things that we can't consciously foresee, because that would take the fun out of it. And it's just embracing with confidence. You don't know what the fuck you're doing. I've got 2 kids. I second guess how I am as a parent all the time. I've got a situation in my personal life that I don't feel like putting it on the internet, that has brought up a lot of trauma and stress for me that I'm dealing with right now. I have times where I wonder if my business, what I'm doing, is it the right thing? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? Maybe I should go back to a traditional job. I'm looking at moving, is that the right thing to do? There's days where I don't feel like showering, or I walk around with scrubby hair and I'm like, I just don't give a shit. There's just, we all have the little running dialogue in our head. So I just wanted to share that I have that too. I am also a human having a human experience. And that's what makes me a great Reiki master and hypnosis practitioner and healer, holistic practitioner, whatever you want to call me, because I'm having an authentic experience right alongside you. And as I learn and grow, I can help you by using the tools and resources that I've acquired in my journey to help you. So that's super cool. So any one of you that thinks, oh, wow, these people on, on these platforms have all of this stuff going on for them. And how do they do it? How are they so strong and capable? You only see what's on this little frame right here, right? You're not seeing the whole picture. You're seeing what I want you to see. You're seeing what they want you to see. So just keep that in mind. And when you're seeing yourself outside of, video stuff, make sure you're seeing yourself for the all of who you are, and using those are your resources. For example, for me, the thing I hate the most about myself is I go right to anger. My immediate response outside I look fine. I'm like, oh, Candice is so happy all the time. I get fucking mad. I get so angry inside, this deep ragey anger. And I'm learning still to this day to use that as a tool and a resource. It's a guidance, it's a beacon. So whenever I'm giving you guys all this information, advice as to how to handle your emotions, it's because I need that advice too, and I'm learning it as well. A lot of information, advice, and channelings and things that come through the lens or the filter of me as Candice to you, but they're also things that are coming in my highest alignment, because I can stand to learn from them and use them too. I'm never going to channel anything or have information come through that's not going to serve me. So when you have any of these channelers, these people online giving you spiritual advice, it's because they fucking need that too, because they're having that on their journey. And it's really great to use channeling as a mirror for ourselves, especially when we are the channeler. So just putting that out there. That's something that they kind of wanted me to talk about. All right, so let's feel in to see if there's anything else that we want to share with the collective today. Yeah, so I'm just hearing being authentic, being raw, being real. And also the veil is, I feel like this is like, we're beating a dead horse here. The veil is thinning. The veil is thinning. We're hearing this all the time. The veil is very, very thin, to the point where The darkness, what feels like the ick and the dark and the whatever, um, it's almost like it's not even here anymore. Like it's hazy. Like if some people believe like our reality is like a projection or a hologram or a simulation or whatever. Everything is vibrating in and out all the time, out of the ether, the vacuum, whatever. You can look into physics, quantum physics. That's a thing. That's what's happening. Okay, so the frequency or oscillation that this reality exists within and how it kind of comes into existence and vibrates into being every like whatever millisecond or whatever trillionth of a second, the darkness is less able to do that. So it looks like it's still here, but it's even more of a facade than it was before. For some people, myself included, the veil is thinning within my consciousness. So for me personally, I may not experience physically around me these different things are going to come through that are really great. The first thing that comes to mind is like ET contact or being able to see like fairies and shit. I may not be able to see that physically or information knowledge. Mine's coming in as knowledge, wisdom, and a veil thinning in my consciousness. So it's like the curtains dropping in my brain. I get to use the whole brain kind of thing is the image they're showing me. Some people are going to see the veil thinning outside of themselves, or a mix, maybe a bit of consciousness, but they'll also see it around them. So examples are literally seeing an alien. Really, they're already here. We're just being more aware of them. They've been here for a long time. Or being able to see like new colors. It could be as simple as that. What else? Being able to like have a situation or circumstance come up and being able to interpret it in a totally different way than they were otherwise capable of before. This is going to just like catalyze really fast. And what I'm feeling, and they're telling me is June is a month of like that uplifting, like it's like oomph, like all the love, the light coming in. I don't know, maybe it's the solstice, maybe the longest day of the year. Could have something to do with like that extra light physically coming in. Sun's at solar maximum, lots of light and photons and shit coming off of the sun. We are light, we emit photons and stuff. And the new paper came out finally, saying, hey, we emit weak photon emissions off of our bodies as living things. Obviously, everything's light. Why am I talking about this? I got off topic there. Right. So June, that's what it's feeling like. That's being amplified. So I think back in like last October-ish, I was talking about how things are going to get harder. We've got to learn to ride the bike without the training wheels anymore. Mom and dad have let go of the bike and we're pedaling on our own and we're kind of wobbly. We've got to learn to hold this vibration or frequency on our own. We've gone through that. A lot of shit going on. We're coming out of that finally. In June, it's going to feel like a little bit more of reprieve. For some of you, I'm like laughing. Some of you, it may feel or look like shit's getting more fucked up in the world around you. This is where you're asked to reframe. Because we are what creates our reality around us. Okay, so this is building off the conversation I had with my friend this morning. Okay, so there may be some things coming in from the darkness, because nothing's dark or light, it all just is, but we like to like have this good bad thing because our ego like really latches onto that idea. So the darkness is going to try to like do things to derail things. And it's up to us to see how thin that veil is, how that frequency is just kind of floating. It's not even like latched on and like part of the projection that we're all a part of now. It's trying to stick around, but it's having a hard time doing it. So it's going to make some like last minute attempts to kind of latch on, but it's not going to. The only thing that gives it a point to latch onto, like a lock and key, is your consciousness, your mental state, the frame of mind that you're in. So be cognizant of your frame of mind as we exit May and go into June. Yeah, That is what is going to, I don't want to say make or break. That's like too like, oh my God. That's what's going to define the reality within which you live. And another thing that keeps coming up for me is energetic sustainability. We are all not going to experience this journey the same. Like we're all little special snowflakes. We all have little fingerprints, are all different. So what that means is there is a pattern or a theme that we all co-create together, but the way we experience it is going to be vastly different for a few reasons. One, source is expressing itself in all ways. Two, it is not energetically sustainable for everything to be on or off. It's a flow state. So there's people that are at this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, and there's people up over here, this frequency at this point, this point, this point, and so on and so forth. It's like this big cosmic soupy mess, essentially, but it's somehow divinely orchestrated, right? The whole quantum entanglement thing. So do not compare your experience with someone else. It isn't physically and quantumly possible for you to compare yourself and your experience with someone else's. It's impossible. So stop doing that. Okay, that's not me. That's them kind of like channeling through me like, oh, wow. I feel like there's a lot more they want to say. It's going to turn into a really long video. So I'm going to make them wait. And they can give it to me in a nice, neat little package so I'm not too rambly. And I will make another video sometime. All right. Love you lots. Candice here from Karuna Wellness. Have a great day.